Let's talk about those Cowboys. They lost their second straight game Sunday, falling to the Niners 30-24. A lot of different directions in which to point the finger of blame. Stephen A. Smith has chosen the quarterback.
Dak Prescott is an expert at getting his money. He ain't an expert at winning when it really, really counts. And he damn sure ain't an expert at stopping the bleeding. He's a front runner. When Dallas gets a lead, when they're in games, he can get it done for you. When the ship is sinking, that brother doesn't do anything but add weight to put you down.
That was Stephen A. yesterday. Domonique, is he right?
Absolutely not. It's hyperbolic and ridiculous. Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. He's not Patrick Mahomes level. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Josh Allen. He's at that next tier of quarterback, which is fine. The fact that he keeps getting money is not some sort of reflection on Dak Prescott being all about the money, as much as it's a reflection of Jerry Jones poorly managing every single situation where Dak is up for a contract. He gets the money because he is good. And I think the general premise about a quarterback can solve all teams' problems is not true. I get some quarterbacks are better than other quarterbacks, but all those good quarterbacks that we point to, they get help from somewhere. Yeah. There's somebody out there helping them, and we can't point to a coach. The defense can't stop the run. He's got CeeDee Lamb. That's it. It's CeeDee Lamb and Dak. Good. Go out there and get something.
Yeah. So we talked about this earlier, and Stephen A. fired back with the tweet and all that stuff, and you guys will deal with him in a few minutes on First Take. But here's the question I would ask. The Cowboys just went from 3 consecutive 12-win seasons to this bad. The point is, it's one thing for them to fall off. They've fallen off so much. They can't run the ball at all. They can't stop the run at all. Yeah. They look way worse than their 3-4 record. How did it get this bad, this fast, if the quarterback hasn't regressed at least to some degree?
Well, their offensive line got worse. So they got 2 young guys starting at that position. They rookie guys, and they got 2. They have 2 running backs that one wasn't even, neither were on the team last year. They let that stuff go. Good. They have not had a 15-yard run all season. The probability of that happening is next to impossibility.
They're 25th in the league in pass protection. Yeah, they can't stop the run.
They have one receiver that scares you. And so if you think everybody's not playing, and by the way, think about all the great offenses that you talk about. The defense is getting them the ball back. There are times when it's not just a track meet. At some point, you have to help the quarterback. And unfortunately, Jerry didn't do it in the offseason. Everybody expected just to roll out like you're going to roll out. It doesn't work that way in the NFL. If you can't run or stop the run, I don't care how good your quarterback is, you don't win in the NFL. It's not sexy, it's not fantasy football, but it's the reality of our game, and they are bad on both. I think their starting 3 technique is 137 out of 137, from a ranking. How? How does that happen if you're a Dallas kid? It does not make any sense.
Well, so I'm told that we do have Jerry Jones. So every Tuesday we look forward to Jerry Jones on his radio show. It's been very spicy the last few weeks. This week, I'm being told not quite as much. He struck an optimistic tone. Here's Jerry Jones on the radio just moments ago.
Very rich. I have a lot of faith in these players, and I have a lot of faith in this coaching staff. And so the big thing is that's what we've got. We'll have some players coming back that have played critical roles for us. We ought to get better, and we're 7 games into this thing, 17-game season. Let's get this thing turned around and have a storybook ending to a rough start.
Sounds a little more like hope than faith. A little more hope than faith there. You are hoping something helps this team find a spark, do something.
Right, but he does believe they'll get Micah Parsons back and Deron Bland and DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, these are guys that should come back, and they're good players that should help. I think, to the question you were asking, how does it happen so quickly? We're so used to this Cowboys regime kind of drafting well and replenishing. So that, when Tyron Smith leaves after his great Cowboys career, you figure they got it covered. Instead, they have a rookie left tackle who's going to need some time to get up to speed, right? So some of the last couple of draft classes maybe haven't hit to the extent that we're used to their draft classes hitting, and that's starting to show up in what looks like a very thin, very top-heavy roster.
Right. And that's why what I'm hearing in that soundbite from Jerry Jones is a problem. Because I'm hearing a guy who's, you could translate what we just heard to, our players are better than this. We're better than this.
No.
All the things he's saying, we got the right people in here. We got good enough players to be better than this. Let's get this turned around. And we're all saying, no, they don't.
Right. I think his belief is that his players can be better than this, right? If you have 2 rookie offensive linemen, your expectation is that they will play better as they gain experience. I'm not saying he's right.
No,
My point is, what I'm hearing and what he's saying is his expectation that some guys will come back from injury, and some of the other guys that haven't played the way we thought they might right out of the gate will play better by virtue of experience.
This is the same guy who 2 weeks ago was shocked at how Detroit beat the brakes off of him.
Yes,
Let me tell you.
I understand.
He
may be delusional. I get that.
Like the whole being shocked on that.
There was a tiny piece of that sound that said it all. He said, "Because that's who we got." Like that little piece was like, I'm saying this because that's who we got. That man don't believe that they're any good, but he knows that they can't do anything about it, and it doesn't help your organization to say, you know what, I blew it this offseason.
I mean, but if I may, I mean, Buffalo did something about it. The Jets, for better or worse, did something about it. Kansas City did something about it. The trade deadline is a week from today.
I can go down all those teams sequentially. Like the Bills had one single distinct problem.
Yeah.
They went and addressed it. The Chiefs had a distinct problem. They went and addressed it. The Cowboys have 7.
Right.
You're not solving all those problems.
And you address one of them?
Well, but
sure. Then you got 6.
If you do that, are you fixed? Are you a playoff team now? If you address one of those areas, probably not. And you've given away a draft pick, which you're going to need because you need to replenish this roster over the next couple of years.
They do have some cap space now, though. They got real smart once the season started. A lot of cap room for this. Come on now.
But if there's one thing that history has shown us, he's not going to spend it.
That's the problem.
He's not going to go out there in the offseason and spend it. I think the problem, this is just my observation in listening to him talk, he thinks they're way better than they are. He assembled this talent. He thinks it's better than it is demonstrating.
Well, he's going to be shocked again.
I think they're in real trouble.